Bakugan Legends is now on Netflix and it's already about to hit the fan. I am Haru, and welcome to my review of episode 1 of Bakugan Legends. Finally! So, spoiler warning, if you haven't seen this episode yet, go back and watch it now. But if you have, sit back, relax, and enjoy my review of episode 1 of Bakugan Legends. So the intro of it looks like Athena and Magnus have officially joined the Awesome Brawlers. Woo, how fun. But the intro also shows the Nova forms for a lot of these Bakugans, so that's pretty cool to see. So the first part is a new crisis, and already you notice a change here. They're using a completely different font on their title cards than what they usually use.
Because me and the Awesome Brawlers have been battling bad guys non-stop.
And it wouldn't be a new season without Dan narrating at the beginning.
That's the sweet sound of normal everyday life.
Alright, you say that, but don't show any normal activity. This really just looked like everyone with the population of Los Volmos got vaporized or something. But, oh, plot twist, the mobile gates seem to be going all Mega Man on them, and also all of a sudden you can see Vestroya on the sky now? So, Dan and Athena go to Vestroya to investigate, where Pyravian reveals the result of Villock and the Gatecrusher's activities caused Earth and Vestroya's connection to be weakened to the point of separating for good. Wow, we are already going into the main crisis really fast here. We've not even been 3 minutes into this episode, and they're just getting right into it. So Dan and Athena are attacked by a wave of strange creatures called the Swarm? I think you guys owe HM Warrior some royalties. So in the chaos, the portal closes, leaving Dan and Athena trapped on Vestroya. Closed. Small attention to detail right there. Athena calling out to Leah specifically. By the way, check out how Dan is being presented in this scene. The Swarm is attacking and his way home is cut off, leaving him to get serious at the threat coming through, but then he acts so unnaturally stupid in this scene here. One moment he's in serious mode, and then the next minute he's just silly, and then gets really serious again after Gorain acts as a sacrificial lamb. You can't just do that! If it was some silly threat that was in some minor annoyance, I couldn't understand, but these things are overwhelming you, and all you can do is act goofy over falling debris that can kill you. Bad!
Don't underestimate a Supreme Council member!
Yeah, but didn't you get captured by a crazy rich Asian? So Pyravian, Dan, and Athena escape to see Aeropolis turn into the Walking Dead, so they go to the Nova Reflector to try and get back to Earth with its power, giving us this amazing sequence. You know, I really enjoy this side of Bakugan where they are focused on fighting off monster hordes. It is definitely more of a change of pace, something we haven't seen since Armored Alliance. So in the last-ditch effort, Dan, Dragon, Athena, and Blitzfox decide to use the Nova Light, even though using it could mean bad things can happen. Whatever that means. Like, is it going to blow up the planet or something? Is it going to cause time to stop? No kind of risk or stake is presented here, so why should this attempt at an emotional bonding moment mean anything? The voice performances of Emily Stranges, Jonah Weinberg, Stacey DePass, and Jason DeLine was great, but the writing for this moment doesn't lead into it very well. Oh well, at least we get this pretty awesome shot, but Earth and Vestroya have unfortunately separated. I think that should have ended the episode there. Definitely did set the tone up like that. But it transitions to Trox getting his ass kicked by the Swarm and... What the? Magnus? But Dan and Athena have a Thor Horizon Wakanda moment where Blitzfox and Drago have evolved into Nova mode and eliminating the Swarm with their new power. And it turns out the rest of the Awesome Brawlers Bakugan evolved too, with Dan having funny commentary over it.
Howlcore? 3 times as cool. Hydrus? I like the new look.
Though it does sound like Jonah was kind of rushing through the whole dialogue, probably to try and keep up with the synchronization of the animation. Oh, this face is so getting memed.
Even Nilius? I have mixed feelings about this one.
I mean, if the actual game is anything to go by, no, Nilius didn't get upgraded, he got downgraded. Seriously, what are you doing to my Nilius? We continue with Magnus the Leader, with Dan and the others still processing the Nova evolutions. Oh yeah, the zombie apocalypse is still there, guys. You can call it whatever you want, that's Superman's heat vision. So the Swarm retreats and they call Benton and give a recap of what happened with Dan and Athena on Vestroya, you know, just in case you went to the bathroom last episode or something. So even though they don't know much about the Nova Light and need to research it more, Magnus insists on defeating the Swarm first, revealing he has been in charge since Dan and Athena have been gone, much to Dan's surprise.
The last week has been seriously rough.
You're saying we were on Vestroia for a whole week?
So a few hours on Vestroia equals 1 week on Earth. That must be because the planets are pulling apart.
I mean, wasn't that a thing already in the first season? Wasn't that part of Masato's famous character development? What are you doing to my lore?
That's when Magnus arrived and lent us his strength.
He led the way and carried us through those battles.
Once again, as is a common theme in this reboot series now, Magnus has an awesome showing and adventure that is only talked about and not shown on screen. That Magnus spin-off just writes itself at the expense of the main series, doesn't it? It does make sense Magnus would take charge of a group. He is actually a naturally born leader. Despite him wanting to work alone most of the time, he does have experience effectively commanding a group, as we saw in the first season with the Exit, and even the last season when he teamed with Dan and Athena to fight Wrath. It really doesn't hurt his character because his underlying motivation for leading and fighting alongside the Awesome Brawlers is because he can't take on the Swarm alone.
I only did it to defeat the Swarm. I just needed you all working with me to do it.
So he actually needs help for once because the Swarm are proven too powerful for someone even as experienced and strong as Coach Short or Magnus to even handle. Definitely a change of pace from his usual "I'm Batman" presentation. Now he's just leading the Justice League. Dan's reaction to Magnus leading really makes me think there is going to be some subplot or character plot to go along with this story. Then again, Evolutions disappointed me when they tried to actually set up something, so I won't hold my breath. So they find Coach Short, they encounter the Swarm again, and we get to see the new and improved rolling animations for the Nova Bakugan. You know, looking at them, you notice the path of light when the characters are throwing the Bakugan balls, and when they land and pop open, the Bakugan light up and they actually grow bigger as the transition changes the scene to show their monster form, almost as if they are actually changing into monster forms, expanding their bodies from their toy forms, you know? But we don't see any new mold for Howlcore or Feral or Blitzfox, unfortunately. Howlcore uses his Ultra toy from Orbit Alliance, at least it looks way better than the core toy, and Feral and Blitzfox are still stuck with their original molds. Blitzfox especially, how can you not change anything about Blitzfox the entire time she's been out? By the way, I see Chargel brought his signature voice crack back. Jonah also sounds very cracky and higher pitched than normal as well.
Bakugan stand! Let's go!
I think the 5 years of voicing Dan has finally caught up to him. So Dan fumbles hard because he underestimates the Swarm's more organized battle techniques, so Magnus leads the group to victory in awesome fight sequences, without Dan and Athena even getting a chance to join in the battle.
Amazing! Can you believe it?
Yeah.
And the episode ends with the introduction of the big bad head honcho of the season, Hanoj. Wow, that was probably the quickest we have seen the villain appear in a season. I mean, yeah, there was Wrath, but at the time they didn't explicitly say he's the bad guy. Hanoj though, yeah, he's definitely the big baddie here. So that was the first episode of Bakugan Legends. Let me know what your rating of the show was in the comments down below using this new rating system right here. Bakutastic, Baku Good, Nova Light in the middle, Baku Downer, and go to the Doom Dimension. This was probably the quickest I've seen them actually go into the main conflict of the story I have ever seen from any season of Bakugan. The pacing of it though does seem a little bit too rushed than what I'm used to, like introducing the main villain already, having an invasion angle happen right on the spot, though I do love the new designs for the Bakugan, the actual idea of this story, and that they establish the actual main conflict while at the same time establishing a conflict that they are going to have internally regarding the leadership of the Awesome Brothers between Magnus and Dan. Though honestly, I've been disappointed in Evolutions already with a dark Dan turn, so again, not holding my breath. The reason why the pacing seems to have went from 0 to 100 in 10 seconds is probably because of the fact this season is going to be a lot shorter than the previous ones, with only 13 episodes to stretch this whole season. That's going to be interesting and probably means less filler. But this episode was a decent acceleration into the show with great action and enjoyable visuals and some great performances. So this episode gets a Baku Good. Thank you for watching this review of Bakugan Legends. Be sure to press the like button and give us a subscribe for more awesome Bakugan content. I've been Haru Ren, and thank God for Rapid Fire. Bye!